Welcome inside the 65 Toss Power Trap Production Studios here at 1 Arrowhead Drive. It's Coach's Corner with us. It's assistant head coach Maurice Carthon, and you kind of had like a YouTube sensation video in training camp. It hit ESPN. It was the Porta John where the guy was in there, the door would open and the ball would fly and they'd catch the next one. Tell us a little bit about that drill.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, I learned that from a coach that coached tight ends. Matter of fact, Mike Pope, he still coaches tight ends for the Giants. I learned that from him years ago when I first started coaching, and you know, I always done it from here. There depends on if we're struggling catching the ball in camp early on. I try to do it as much as I can. I did it in Dallas with a group with Coach Anderson and I, so he always remembered it too when he first saw it again. And so, you know, a lot of them guys said it helped them. You know, all of a sudden that ball is up on you, so you got to get your hands up quickly as soon as that door opens and here's the ball. So, you know, it's a good reaction drill. I like it, and I think it has helped some of the guys, you know, I had to coach through the years.
Over draft weekend, Scott Pioli said something pretty interesting about you. He was talking about a prospect and said it really stood out to him, this guy, because Maurice Carthon liked him, and Maurice is one of our toughest graders. Why do you think he'd say that?
I've had the pleasure to, you know, of coaching a guy like Curtis Martin and Edgerrin James, and, you know, playing with guys like Joe Morris and O.J. Anderson and Rodney Hampton. All those guys, it's different things that you look for as an evaluator, and you got to have a vision for these guys that you coach. And, you know, when I first saw Shane Bannon, I just felt like he was one of the most violent fullbacks after I looked at some of these other guys. So, you know, I said, boy, I'd like to, you know, get a hold to this guy. And then you talking about somebody who's excited that we got this guy because nobody never heard of him.
Well, for a guy who's either a rookie or maybe if it's in a free agent that hasn't played for you before, what do they need to know about Maurice Carthon before they step in that running backs group?
They better know some history of this league. They better know something about the history of the running backs who played for the Chiefs. You know, and I'm not just saying this, I've always said this. And my biggest dream is to meet Ed Polak, because I remember growing up as a kid, Ed Polak was one of my favorite running backs. We always had the great defensive personnel, but I always expect that, especially running backs, you better know some of the running backs who played for the Chiefs and know some of the history of the backs who were similar to them or just like them as players. When I came through, it was bubblegum cars, it was the electric football machine, probably telling my age now, but you know, now it's the video games, and you know, all they do is pick the team, and then everybody pick the same team who's explosive on offense and the teams who dominate on defense. So I feel like that history part, those bubblegum cars made me learn history.
Todd Haley's always talking about the relationship you guys have, and you guys have history, obviously, that date back to Arizona, to Dallas, more than just here in Kansas City. Give us a little glimpse of that relationship from your angle. We've heard about it from Todd. Tell us what brought you to Kansas City and why you guys connect so well.
Well, Todd and I connect well because basically I owe Todd, and you know, I remember I was a coordinator in Dallas, and you know, Todd was just leaving in Chicago, and he had a chance to go to the Steelers with Coach Wisenhunt. And you know, I called Todd and we talked, and I begged him. I like, Todd, look, we need you here in Dallas. We need you to come here and coach our receivers. And you know, then Parcells got on the phone with him, and basically Bill closed the deal for us. So he ended up coming to Dallas. So I felt like, you know, wherever he goes, then I got to go with him to pay him back. So I feel like this gave me the great opportunity to come here and come to Kansas City and be with some really good football people, and Scott and Todd and, you know, and a lot of coaches on our staff. We've been together for a while. We've all had a great teacher, and all of us have learned some things, you know, from that teacher. And you know, you try to, you know, take them on and give them to your players and guys that you coach, and you watch it work, and it has for a long time. So, you know, Todd and I, besides us, are, you know, being friends also, and you know, he's a good person. He's treated me well, and you know, hopefully I've treated him well, and you know, and I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad I came here, and you know, I'm just can't wait till next season start and see where we are, and hopefully that we're taking, you know, another step forward to, you know, winning championship and putting our name and picture up there beside some of those great Chiefs who's already here.